Letchworth Village began with a promise. Created for children with developmental disabilities, this institution was supposed to provide treatment, education, and a better life for the people sent here. Over time, that promise began to fall apart. Behind these walls, Letchworth became known for overcrowding, neglect, and a history far darker than the purpose it was built for. Today, the buildings sit abandoned and are slowly being reclaimed by nature. Throughout the crumbling complex, wheelchairs, hospital beds, and entire wards still remain, frozen in place as reminders of the institution that once operated here. As a brutal northeastern snowstorm moved in, I set out alone to explore what this place had become. And once you know who Letchworth was meant to protect, the silence starts to feel a lot heavier. Let's explore. All right, let's step inside the first building here. I'll point the camera at the ground so I don't fall or bump into anything. But this is the first dormitory style housing that we're gonna see, and one of the only ones that we're gonna take a look at. There's a lot of identical buildings here at Letchworth. There was over 100 of them when this place was first built back in the early 1900s. But there's only a few, especially of these dormitory style housing buildings, that are really worth seeing. So we'll go walk over here. The ground is completely ice at the minute. And off of that center part, this is the actual dormitory. Let's look left to right, starting with left, and we have a bunch of chairs on both sides, multicolored, but that's about it. And then if we turn and go to our right, looks like there's a bunch more chairs in here. But this was definitely a living space / a dormitory, so wow. There really isn't much in this building at all. Just some stuff in the basement I want to show you guys, like that morgue. This almost looks like a kitchen, but this would have been a small and very weirdly placed kitchen, especially in a medical building. I don't think that's quite what that was. But all these other rooms are pretty much completely empty. We'll spin to our left here. There's a vending machine that's cracked open there. But other than that, we'll keep moving on. It's extremely vibey here today. All right, let's push past this door, which looks easier said than done. Look how the handle is blue. That's crazy. Obviously just painted over, but let's head downstairs now and we'll go check out the morgue, or at least the remains of the morgue in the autopsy room. The other medical building is more put together, and that's where we will be able to see way more of this kind of stuff, but we will live with what we've got. So I believe turn left, and this is going to be a small hunt, I guess you could say, to find this, because this basement is huge. It spans the length of not only the entire building, but the two side parts as well. So I believe we have to go this way. And I just remembered, I think the dentist stuff is in here as well. The dentist chairs. So this basement is kind of loaded. Through these doors up on our right is the dental section, I believe. Yes. There's no chairs left in here, but there's a couple of machines. I think we can get a better view from this angle.
Yeah, we'll walk right in on it. These are super old, probably original, which means they could potentially be 100 years old if the facility was never upgraded. Here's the little water tray. All the spigots and everything would have been right here. The cord. Huh, that's insane. And then there's two more over here. I don't know what the physical name for these would have been, but again, here's the water tray and the spit tray. That, I believe, fills up the water in the cup. And I don't know what this was. This may have held utensils, potentially, but they're exactly the same. I just noticed this in the corner. I could be totally wrong about this, but I believe this was for x-rays, the board to put them up against to light it all up for the dental section. I could be wrong about that, but that would make sense to me. Heading out of the dental section, let's go figure out where the morgue is, because now I don't quite fully remember if it's down here or if it's backtrack. I don't think that this was it. No, this was just storage. There is more back here, though. We might as well take a look. Empty. Squeeze through here. Wow. A lab of some sort. It's very bright in there. And then let's turn to our left really quick. What's this? Oh, it's another dental machine. Huh. What's this? No way. There's another one with a chair? Guys, I think we might have to name this the chair of the episode. I know this was not anywhere near the original dental chair that would have been here, but because it's right next to this, the only one with a chair, this is definitely the chair of the episode. Everyone, go down in the comments right now. Say hello to our Letchworth chair of the episode. All right, I'm at a very weird angle right now, so I'm going to try and turn and show you guys this right here. I believe this was the light room, or the dark room, whatever they called it. I think light room, where they would develop the x-rays. And basically, this door would probably determine if the light turned on or off, unless, if I push through here, if this door is really heavy. There could have also been cabinets down here that you would pull open, just like how we've seen in a couple of the hospitals. And then this light here would have matched that. I believe this is where we have to go to find the morgue down here. There was an autopsy table, but I believe it was destroyed / removed. And I think that room was actually this room here. Yeah. This is where the table would have been, and the big lights above it, but someone came through and took care of that. Yep, I recognize this. We're gonna walk forward and turn to our left. And here is the remains of the morgue and the body trays. It's a small morgue. It's very tagged up and destroyed, but I think you get the point and the gist. This was not a very nice place, and deaths were expected in big numbers. We are going to head over to the church / the synagogue. I think it was more of a synagogue. That's just really right around this bend. It's destroyed, but synagogue, asylum, I feel like we got to show it. So we'll pop in there, and then I think we're going to go over to the other side, hit the power plant, which we would have seen in the last video, but it'll be beautiful with the snow just to get our eyes on it for a second. And then we'll go to the other couple buildings, which we have not been into yet. So let's try to beat this storm. We're doing a good job so far, but I got like 3 hours left until it starts hitting. Let's explore. Looks like the snow is starting to slightly pick back up again, but I don't think we'll have to worry about that for a while. We'll talk more about the storm later if it actually becomes prevalent, because if it does, we might have some problems getting out of here. But here is the congregation, something that is destroyed and I can't read it. But let's turn our light on and we will head in here. Absolutely destroyed. Some of the pews are still left, which is cool. And the little announcement podium over there. We'll just do a quick walk around. Almost looks like there was a fire or seemingly obvious significant water damage, at least over the last couple of years as the roof's gotten worse and worse. But we will walk up to the altar here, which is, somewhat intact. Absolutely destroyed. This is pretty sad. This is a nice looking keyboard. Old, but colorful. Wow. Look at all the rusting in the back there from the water. This is insane. Let's check out these pews from this angle. Bend down to get a more real life perspective. There you go. Alright guys, like I told you, that synagogue wasn't too much to stare at for more than a minute or two. I think I got one picture in there. So we're gonna head on over to the other side, I think, and I believe power plant is up next on our little agenda here. There's this massive walking trail here, completely legal to be walking on. I see hundreds of people here every time that I'm here, except for this time. And there's like another dozen, 14, 15 buildings maybe around this one part, but they're all either exactly the same as that first dormitory or burnt. So we're gonna skip those, go on to the other side, and again, stay ahead of this storm. So we started walking all the way on the other side, right next to those buildings there. So this is going to complete the loop. So beautiful. But again, all of these buildings are carbon copies, the same dormitories, except these ones don't have chairs and medical equipment in it, like that first one, which is why we walked in there. Otherwise, it's just an empty building. Since the door's open, we'll just pop in here really quick, take a peek, and I will prove to you guys that the layout is exactly the same. There's just less stuff in here. Beautiful. We still have the nice ceiling, which somehow has not caved in yet. And being glass or something like that, you would have expected that to probably fall through by now, but empty. You can see some beds just up against the wall there. There's a couple of old paintings or pictures here, but they are completely degraded. And then if I spin, and I guess kind of just walk over here, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is just fully set up like a dormitory, just like the last one that we went into. So we're gonna pop out of here. It was cool to see, but I really just wanted to prove to you guys that these are all exactly the same. So you're not wondering why I'm just skipping past a dozen abandoned buildings that look beautiful from the outside. So let's continue on. Okay, it's a little windy now, so I hope the audio comes clear, but ahead of us, there's another set of buildings, and we're gonna skip these. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that down there. But we're gonna skip all those. They're open, they're empty, nothing in there. I've been in there before. So we're gonna cross the street. This is funny, it's almost just like we're just walking through a regular public park at this point in time, but we're gonna head down and go check out the power plant here. I'm sure everybody driving by is wondering what the hell I'm doing, even though this is a pretty, well, not pretty, very public spot. So we'll see. But yeah, we're just walking down the main road now. Honestly, let's just turn here. All right, so we're, I guess, behind the power plant right now, and we have to figure out how to get around to the other side. Hopefully we can just loop up here or go down. Okay, well, I'm gonna put the camera away here while I climb down this. Enter power plant. One of my favorite parts of Letchworth Village. It's so beautiful in here, so aesthetic. I'm just gonna walk around and I'm gonna shut my mouth and listen to these sounds, guys. Let's check out this control panel. Very rusted and colorful. Not too much to it left, but we still have some stuff to look at. Huh. Wow. What does it say above it? Windbox, furnace, and outlet. Huh. And here's all the gauges. Well, it's absolutely beautiful in here, aesthetic as shit, but it's not snowy, which is kind of what I was hoping for. Very icy though, I have to be extremely careful on these stairs, but we're gonna head up, go get a quick roof view, walk around the power plant for another couple of minutes, and then we're gonna go move on because, again, we are in a race against time. I know if you're looking out the window now, you're probably like, well, it's not snowing. It's the calm before the storm, everyone. Let's go off to our right. See the big tracks in here. Or the belts, I guess you could call them. We will walk on this, which, if we actually go a little further, I think we can get a better example. Look at all of this frozen water right here. I remember over the summer, you could see to the bottom, and it's like 10 feet or something like that. And this is the water that's dripping on our heads while we were on that main floor of the power plant, which is kind of gross. I don't think it's the cleanest water, but it is what it is. All right, guys. After a lot of difficulty, I made it to the roof of the power plant. I'm gonna try to spin around here without falling, and we'll walk over to this ledge and look down. It is so beautiful out right now. The calm before the storm once again. But I'm just glad that there's snow covering the ground and it doesn't look gross. That was my biggest worry with coming before the storm. All set in the power plant, and we are going to head out and go over to officially what is the next section now. We've been saying sections this whole time, but this next set of buildings that we're going to go into is close to the middle school. So this is where it can be difficult if you don't go on a weekend or on a snow day. So we'll see. We're all done in that power plant. There are some other like greenhouses over there and stuff, but in the winter it's not very pretty to look at. There's no greenery. So we're going to cross, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so we don't necessarily have to be careful, I don't think, but I do want to be as quick as I possibly can. And we're going to combine with these tracks right here in the ground to try to make it seem like this is just an animal, I'm pretty sure. But it should be all good to walk back here. The one time I was stopped back here, they said just don't go back here during school hours. And being on a Sunday, right before a storm, I don't think school's in session. Wow, this is difficult to walk in. Okay, all right. So as far as I'm concerned, all of these are also dormitories except a couple, like that one in the middle, that had a bunch of kitchen stuff in it. So we went in, I think, 2 or 3 of these buildings when I came here that first time. And that was literally the first time I've been to Letchworth. I've been here like a dozen other times since. But one of these buildings, throughout this massive circle of like 15 buildings here, or something like that, has a room or two which are very, very cool, and I've never seen them, and I've skipped over. It's the only building in this section that I've skipped over, either on film or just exploring in general. So we'll see. Easy as pie. All right, we're in. Let's explore. Oh my gosh. But why is there so much rope? What the actual hell? Why is there so much rope? This is just a makeshift surgical ward, but what the heck? We'll come back. What's this? Oh, wow. Little kitchen area with a little TV in there. And there's a ton of stuff in here. More rope. Huh. But this is like definitely the most amount of stuff, substance-wise, that we've seen. This rope tied off is all so weird. I don't remember any of that being there. But this looks so cool. Very clean compared to all the other dormitory buildings. Tight squeeze. We're under another rope. And we'll go back this way. Dude, what is up with this rope? It's like attached to everything. There's a game board here and a chalkboard, but I'm so confused what the deal with this rope is. It looks like this got knocked over too. What a shame. This is cool though. There's so much more in here than literally any of the other buildings, but I've seen multiple pictures of this. I just tripped over a bunch of hay and I don't remember any of this rope. But let's come back through this perspective, see This table here, it's almost like a way station of some sorts. And this is like a main front desk. Place label here, annual nursing assessment. So yeah, these are officially called cottages, I guess not dormitories, but same kind of thing. And whoa, this is nuts. Neuroleptic side effects record. Medications. Wow, look at this. Anxiety, fears, depression, agitation, akathisia. I have no idea how to say that. And akinesia. Weakness, muscular fatigue, reduced voluntary activity, and inability to remain still in voluntary movement. This is crazy. What other sheets are here? Same thing. That is nuts. But we'll walk around here, avoid the rope to the best of our ability. Like, what the actual hell is going on here? Can't really tell anything from that. More rope. And this looks like almost a little community room. We'll see if it's any nicer than the other dormitories. Looks it. Oh my gosh, yeah. I didn't even turn to my right. Look how much furniture is in here. I wonder if it's like hypothetically tied off so this stuff doesn't fall, but this is not a very taut rope though. It's got a lot of give to it. So that's not holding anything up literally at all. But this is just all a bunch of furniture, multicolored chairs and couches. I mean, look at this. This is incredible, honestly. I love that. But we'll push back into the main room, make sure there's nothing else here for us to check out, and then move on to the next part. I don't want to say this was disappointing, but I could have done without the rope. But we're definitely not going to tear that down because that's probably there for a reason. It looks like this took a little bit of effort to get this set up. And just like that, it's actually snowing again. So yeah, we gotta go move to this medical building before it gets any worse here, because it's definitely getting colder and it was not snowing at all when I went in there 25 minutes ago. So let's go get out of this main part. Again, I went in most of these buildings the first time I was here, if not the rest of the times I've come, and they are all completely empty. So there's no reason to go and check any of these out. And if you do want to see them, go check out my old video on Letchworth from a year or two ago. Some bad news, I lost my microfiber wipe, so getting the snow off the lens is going to be that much more difficult. So I'm going to try to walk the least amount I can with the camera out. That building over that snow pile right here is the first building we're going to go into, and then the one behind it is the medical building. And if all goes to plan, these will probably be the last two buildings that we try to get into. The snow is already coming down really hard, and regardless of how well the camera's doing, I don't know how I'm gonna do in that drive home. So it's just gonna get worse from here on out. But I do have to cut over as soon as I can. We'll go in there, and then that will probably be it. There is this other building right in front of us that I might try if we have the time, but we'll have to wait and see. We're running out of daylight too. All right, I made it inside of the first building. I'm gonna dump my stuff, including my jacket, because I am sweating like crazy. I dressed way too warm for the occasion, even though it's snowing out and about to be a blizzard. But either which way, this was the building that I was told to go into. I don't know what's in here. So far, it just looks empty and exactly the same. mean, there's a cool ceiling and, well, there's some flowers hanging from it. But other than that, I don't really know what is in here to check out. I mean, is there anything in any of these rooms? Nope. Empty. It's not even worth opening the door. Empty. So why was I told to go in here then? I mean, there's some cool paintings and drawings here. Notice to residents, friends, that's cool. General info, mental hygiene legal service. Wow. That is insane. Holy crap. That's insane. I don't even know if I want to step in here anymore. That's nuts. Look at the decay in here. This is just crazy. It's falling apart. You can see the snow coming in up there. It's beautiful. But I still can't quite figure out why everyone told me to go in here. I had like 3 different people tell me that this was a building to go out of the way for. And I don't see that so far. If anything, this is just a perfect example of why I didn't go in the other dormitories, because they're completely empty. Whoa. Well, that's kind of cool. More flowers hanging from the ceiling. I mean, I guess maybe based off this one room, I can see why. There's some more paintings up there from the top left. Nuts. And then if I look out here, how's the snow looking? It's coming. Slow but steady. All right. Okay guys, we are inside of the main medical building, and I forgot until I stepped in here just how big this thing is. I mean, you can see it literally extends corridor after corridor. So I think the best way to do this is honestly just a walkthrough. For as simple and obvious as that may sound, I just don't think I have the time before the snow really kicks off to fool around and, well, take my time. I think we're going to kind of have to push this a little bit. So we're going to go this way first. I've been in this building one time before and I got completely lost. But I do remember that there's only, well, a few things really to see, but those few things are very much worth seeing. And hint, hint, we do have to go to the basement. So that is not a route. This is not a route, which means I think we need to turn and go this way. I'm going to peek into some of these rooms as I'm going through and turn into the ones that are, well, worth turning into. But I'm definitely starting to get a little nervous with this storm. You can see they really boarded up most of the windows. There's not a lot of natural light coming in here except for those couple of courtyards. Here's a nurse's or administration desk here. And then we have options. We can go that way, or we can turn and push this way, which is what I think we'll do first, just to eliminate this back wall. I'm really hoping I can see pretty much everything in here, but who knows? This is a, well, storage. These are coolers. Not for the morgue, though. So this must have been in and around a kitchen area, potentially. Storage for meat and fruits and vegetables. But let's go to our right and just see if there's anything down here, because I really don't remember where everything is. is cool. A little lab. Huh. Wonder if these were for urine or something like that. There's some words on the top. Name, room number, doctor, date and time. Even this one was painted. But there's actually liquid in there. Ew. Well, I don't want to touch that. We have no idea what's in there. I don't think I went this way yet. One of these courtyards has a really big hydrotherapy tub right next to it, which is one of the main things I'm looking for in here. So that's how we're going to know if we're in the right spot or not. But you can just see this just continues down literally in every direction. What's down here? Because I don't think we saw this yet. Yeah, that sign says you're lost. You got that right. Ooh. What's this? Science lab of some sorts. Looks like they were dealing with gases. Absolutely no smoking in here, it says. Interesting. And I guess, yeah, in the corner here, there's some other stuff. Like this. A blood collector. That's crazy. I did not see this when I came here the last time. That's nuts. This looks more promising. I have a feeling I may have just stumbled upon the jackpot, at least the area I've got to be in. Or maybe not. Oh, wow. Yep. Here we go. I know it's small, but this is like the first real thing of substance we've seen in here. Besides those couple of labs. There it is. There is the hydrotherapy tub. I saw this when I came in, and as soon as I saw that, it got me motivated to make this video. So I came back somewhat because I found this a couple of months ago and realized I would be a fool not to get that on video. And if I come over here, I've got to be very careful. Straight ice right here. Bunch of chairs. And then a smaller tub. I don't know if this was for children or if it had a different purpose, but oh, it's actually filled with water. Ice. That's nuts. We're going to push forward, and if I remember correctly, there should be another little setup right here. Yep, the crate. This is what I was looking for. I don't remember if I said I was looking for the bed or the crate earlier, but they're right across from each other. When I came here the first time again, there was a little doll in here, which made this extremely creepy. And I think you can see that the snow is starting to come down a lot heavier. I mean, it's definitely harder to see on camera. I wonder if I shut off my light and zoom in. You can see a little bit better. It's only going to accumulate more from here. Still looking for a staircase. I'm thinking there's got to be one on the corner of the building here. Please, yes. I think this is the same one I saw before. But the question is, does it go down, actually? It doesn't. This only goes up. And there's nothing upstairs. It's just the roof for the most part. So, alright, we gotta keep looking then. We gotta go corner to corner of this thing to figure out where a basement stair access is, because I just have no idea. We'll just check the corners of the building. That's really all we can do. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys, it's 31 out right now, but blizzard warning and one more, expecting to hit at 6, which is right now. And I don't think this is showing the wind and stuff, but you can see blizzard all the way through. Unfortunately, I'm going to turn this around. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the stairs. I've done like 20 laps of this. I think it's just because it's super dark out. It was really just a autopsy table, a very old decayed one. And that was really pretty much it. So we're gonna jump out of here because it is what it is. The snow is getting really heavy, and again, there's plenty of videos on it, but I saw everything that I wanted to see. There's like 20 other buildings here which we could have gone into, but I am more than satisfied with what we saw. So I'm gonna pack the light up. I saw security on the outside, so I gotta be careful getting out of here, and let's do this thing. Let's get back to the car and drive home. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, we should be good.